Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like, because what I'm about to reveal isn't something most men ever hear, yet it could completely change the way women respond to you. Think about the last time you felt that instant connection with a woman, the sparks, the curiosity, the way she leaned in, almost as if you had some magnetic force she couldn't resist. Now ask yourself, was it really your looks, your car, or even your career achievements that drew her in? Or was it something far more subtle and far more powerful? Here's the truth most men never understand. What turns a woman on isn't what society tells you. It isn't the gym gains, the designer clothes, or the corner office. Those things catch attention. They get eyes on you, but they don't make her desire you. Desire isn't about admiration. It's about something deeper, something primal, something invisible, but absolutely tangible in the way you carry yourself. And here's where most men get it completely wrong. They spend hours obsessing over what she sees, when the real secret lies in what she feels. Women are wired to respond to emotional tension, to confidence that isn't loud or forced, to presence that makes her feel safe, yet undeniably intrigued. This is why a quiet, self-assured man can make a room full of women notice him, while the flashiest, richest man goes completely unnoticed. It's not about pretending to be someone you're not. In fact, the moment you try to fake it, she senses it, and the effect disappears. What I'm talking about is a subtle, magnetic energy that draws her in, a combination of emotional intelligence, emotional independence, and a way of being that makes her feel like she's chasing something she can't quite define, yet desperately wants. By the end of this video, you're going to understand the single thing that turns her on more than looks, money, or status. And once you grasp it, you'll see every interaction in a completely new light. You'll stop playing the games that don't work and start activating a dynamic that naturally compels attraction and desire. But first, you need to let go of the idea that being desirable is about impressing her. That mindset kills attraction every single time. Real attraction is generated quietly, internally, and it manifests externally in ways that leave her thinking about you long after you've left. Here's something most men completely misunderstand. Attraction isn't built on what you say, it's built on what you signal without words. Women are experts at reading these signals. They notice subtle shifts in tone, posture, and energy that reveal whether you're confident, grounded, and intriguing, or anxious, needy, and predictable. The moment you master this, you move from being just another guy to someone who captivates her mind before she even decides to speak. Think about it. When a woman glances at you across the room, what does she feel first? Not admiration for your accomplishments or a checklist of traits. She feels presence. She senses your energy. She feels the way you occupy space, the calm confidence you radiate, and the quiet certainty that your life is full without needing her approval. That's the magnetic element that turns attraction into desire, more than any six-pack or expensive suit ever could. Now, most men try to manufacture this by acting dominant, showing off, or forcing humor. But here's the psychological twist they don't know. Women are wired to reject over-the-top attempts at proving worth. The harder you push, the less attractive you become. True allure comes from controlled restraint. It's the art of being fully engaged, yet emotionally unavailable enough to make her curious. Not cold, there's a difference, but intriguingly self-contained. This is why emotional independence is the single most powerful tool in your arsenal. When you live a life that is compelling on its own, when your happiness doesn't hinge on her validation, you automatically trigger the part of her brain that craves connection, excitement, and challenge. She starts to notice little things. The way your eyes hold hers for a fraction longer, the calm tone in your voice, the subtle confidence in your gestures. These are the signals she can't consciously name, but they flood her with desire. And here's the kicker. This isn't about manipulation. It's about becoming a man whose presence alone is captivating because it communicates self-respect, clarity, and purpose. Women are wired to sense authenticity at a deep level. The moment they feel you're comfortable in your own skin, that energy becomes intoxicating. It sparks a psychological craving that overrides superficial traits like looks or status. So, what does that mean for you in practical terms? It means shifting your focus from trying to impress to cultivating presence, from chasing approval to radiating independence, from performing for attention to being the man whose energy naturally draws her in. Once you internalize this, you'll notice an almost immediate shift in the way women respond, and more importantly, the way you feel about yourself: calm, grounded, and undeniably magnetic. Now let's get to the part most men never discover, the single emotional trigger that turns her on more than looks, status, or even charm. It's not money, it's not muscles, it's not flashy confidence. It's something far more primal, far more compelling, and once you understand it, it changes everything in your interactions with women. This trigger is tension, the delicate balance between security and challenge. Women are wired to crave it on a subconscious level. They want to feel safe, but they also want to feel alive. Too much safety, too much predictability, and her attraction wanes. Too much challenge, too much intensity, and she feels unsafe. The magic happens when you create both at the same time. Stability in your core, intrigue in your behavior. That combination ignites desire faster than anything superficial ever could. Think of it like a dance. You move in, confident, grounded, making her feel that you're in control of your life. Then you subtly pull back, leaving just enough mystery for her to wonder what's going on in your mind, what your life looks like outside of her. That push and pull creates a magnetic energy she can't ignore. It's psychologically addictive because it taps into an ancient wiring in her brain. She's drawn to men who are capable, independent, and yet emotionally engaging enough to spark curiosity. Most men fail here because they either overinvest too quickly or come across as detached and uninterested. The key is not to over-explain yourself, not to force connection, but to master your presence so that she's drawn to you without realizing why. Small actions, maintaining eye contact, speaking calmly, leaving moments of silence, showing subtle curiosity about her life without clinging. These create tension. They signal value without needing to state it. Here's the truth. Desire is psychological before it's physical. Women respond to the man who can hold his own emotionally, who challenges her subtly, who's not afraid to exist fully without her approval. When you combine that with authentic warmth, occasional vulnerability, and controlled intensity, she experiences an emotional high every time she's around you. She feels alive, engaged, and, most importantly, unpredictably drawn to you. By mastering this emotional trigger, you step out of the cycle of frustration and into a realm where women notice you, want you, and even think about you long after the conversation ends. This isn't manipulation, it's alignment with how attraction actually works. And once you understand this, everything about your dating life, your confidence, and your presence shifts dramatically. Now that you understand the emotional trigger, tension created by the balance of security and challenge, the next step is embodying it naturally. Most men fail here because they try to perform tension. They think it's about playing games, teasing, or acting mysterious. That's not what works. The women you want aren't drawn to theatrics. They're drawn to authenticity paired with subtle intrigue. First, let's talk about presence. Presence is the foundation of tension. It's not about dominating the room or talking louder than everyone else. It's about being fully grounded in yourself, calm in your emotions, and aware of your surroundings without overthinking. When you enter a space with that energy, she feels it immediately. You don't have to announce it. Your body, your voice, and the way you move speak louder than words. Women can sense a man who is secure in his own life, and that security automatically creates attraction. Next is selective engagement. This is where most men fail. They try to be everything to everyone, seeking validation from every reaction. But attraction grows in moments of restraint. Ask yourself, do you overtext, overexplain, or overinvest too soon? Stop. Start showing subtle curiosity about her life without spilling yours all at once. Listen more than you talk. Ask questions that invite her to open up, but don't fill every silence. This selective attention creates an emotional rhythm, a push and pull that sparks desire without you trying. Then comes emotional independence. Women are drawn to men whose happiness is self-contained. This doesn't mean being cold or detached. It means cultivating a life so full, so engaging, that you're not dependent on her approval or attention. When she senses this, it's addictive. She wants to be part of your world because it already exists without her, not because she has to validate it. Your independence signals strength, competence, and emotional maturity, all traits that amplify attraction far beyond looks or status. Finally, sprinkle in subtle unpredictability. This isn't about manipulation or confusion. It's about being a man with depth and spontaneity. A thoughtful comment, a playful challenge, a new experience she didn't anticipate. These moments create mental stimulation and emotional arousal. The key is balance, enough safety to feel secure, enough intrigue to feel alive. This delicate equilibrium is what turns her attraction from casual interest to genuine desire. Mastering presence, selective engagement, emotional independence, and subtle unpredictability allows you to naturally generate tension. Once you do this, women don't just like being around you, they crave it. Desire becomes effortless because it's no longer about what you show, it's about what you radiate. And when you radiate this energy consistently, you step into a space where women notice you, remember you, and, without even realizing why, want to be near you. Now we're entering the stage where subtlety becomes your secret weapon. This is where many men fail. They have presence, tension, and emotional independence, yet they lack the behaviors that amplify desire on a subconscious level. These are the patterns that women notice without realizing why, and they create a deep, almost instinctual pull toward you. The first pattern is consistency without predictability. Women crave a man who is reliable, yet not boring. They want someone whose behavior signals stability, but whose actions are not fully mapped out. Think of it like a rhythm. You show up, you follow through, but you also have a spark of unpredictability. A confident man can text with measured timing, respond thoughtfully rather than instantly, and maintain a life outside her world. This pattern communicates value silently. It says, "I have my own life, and you're invited into it." That invitation triggers desire because it feels earned, not given. Next is controlled vulnerability. This is where emotional depth meets magnetic tension. Most men think vulnerability is weakness. They overshare or collapse under stress. The truth is that well-placed vulnerability demonstrates emotional strength, a brief, genuine insight into your life or feelings, delivered without apology, shows her you're human but composed. It signals depth, maturity, and emotional availability in a way that draws her in. Women respond to this because it's rare. Most men are emotionally flat or performative. Controlled vulnerability makes you unforgettable. Then comes playful dominance. This isn't about aggression or power plays. It's about subtle leadership in social and emotional dynamics. It's the way you guide a conversation, make decisions confidently, or initiate experiences without forcing compliance. When done with charm and respect, it communicates competence and security, triggering attraction at a primal level. Women are wired to respond to men who can balance assertiveness with warmth. The interplay of challenge and safety is intoxicating. Finally, you amplify desire by creating emotional peaks and valleys. This doesn't mean manipulation. It means guiding interactions so that moments of laughter, intrigue, curiosity, and tension are heightened. The more emotionally engaged she is, the stronger the connection, and the more she thinks about you when you're not around. This pattern makes her feel alive, excited, and subtly addicted to your energy. Combine these behavioral patterns with the presence, independence, and tension we discussed earlier, and you enter a new realm. Attraction no longer relies on surface traits. It becomes a psychological force. Women feel pulled toward you without understanding why, and every interaction reinforces your magnetic presence. This is how desire escalates naturally, without games, without pressure, and without the need for external validation. Now we arrive at the most critical piece: how to maintain this magnetic energy consistently so that her desire doesn't fade after the initial spark. Most men fail here because they burn bright for a moment and then revert to ordinary patterns that kill attraction. True influence, true magnetic pull, is a lifestyle, not a trick. It starts with emotional equilibrium. This means no matter what happens externally, her moods, your environment, or life's chaos, you remain grounded. Women are subconsciously drawn to men who are calm under pressure, who don't overreact, and whose internal state isn't dictated by fleeting circumstances. This doesn't mean suppressing emotion, it means mastering it. When you model stability, you create a psychological environment where attraction can thrive. She feels safe, yet intrigued, and her brain rewards her for staying close to you. Next is continual self-enhancement. Magnetic men never stop growing. They're constantly evolving emotionally, intellectually, and socially. This isn't about superficial self-improvement. It's about deep, authentic development. When you live a life of growth and ambition, you maintain unpredictability and depth. She sees you as a moving target, someone with momentum and direction. And that ongoing progression sustains desire because she subconsciously wants to align with your forward-moving energy. Consistency in presence and tension is equally vital. You've learned how to balance engagement and restraint, intrigue and security, but this needs to be habitual. Women notice patterns over time. If one day you're intensely magnetic and the next day you're needy or overbearing, the effect collapses. Embed these behaviors into your character. Calm, confident presence, subtle unpredictability, controlled vulnerability, and playful dominance. Make them part of who you are, not just what you do. Finally, create experiences that anchor emotional memory. Shared moments of excitement, challenge, laughter, and meaningful conversation deepen attraction. Women remember emotional intensity more than words or gifts. The man who consistently generates these emotional highs while remaining grounded becomes unforgettable. She doesn't just like you, she thinks about you, misses you, and wants more. The ultimate truth is this: desire is psychological, not transactional. Once you understand the dynamics of presence, emotional independence, subtle tension, and behavior that triggers attraction, you stop relying on external validation. You step into a space where women are drawn to your energy naturally, where attraction becomes effortless, and where relationships are no longer a guessing game. You don't chase, you radiate, and that is far more potent than looks, money, or status ever could be. This is the one thing that turns her on more than anything else, and once you master it, everything changes. Your confidence, your interactions, and your life will never be the same. She will notice, she will care, and most importantly, she will desire you, not for what you have, but for who you are.